Alexander the Great, a psychological profile based on the Big Five personality model. Who was Alexander the Great? Alexander III of Macedon, commonly known as Alexander the Great, is one of history's most renowned military leaders and conquerors. Born in Pella in 356 BCE, the ancient capital of Macedonia, he succeeded his father, King Philip II, to the throne at the age of 20. Over the next decade, Alexander embarked on an unprecedented campaign of conquest, creating one of the largest empires of the ancient world, stretching from Greece to Egypt and into the heart of the Persian Empire and parts of India. A pupil of Aristotle, he was both a brilliant strategist and a charismatic leader, blending intellectual curiosity with relentless ambition. His life was marked by extraordinary achievements, but also by impulsivity, personal struggles, and a drive for dominance that shaped his legacy. Alexander the Great died in 323 BCE at the age of 32, likely from a fever caused by malaria, typhoid, or another illness, though the exact cause remains uncertain. What is the Big Five personality model? The Big Five personality model, also known as the Five-Factor model, is a widely recognized framework in psychology used to describe human personality traits. It comprises 5 broad dimensions: openness to experience, which measures creativity, curiosity, and willingness to explore novel ideas; conscientiousness, which reflects levels of organization, responsibility, and self-discipline; extraversion, which assesses sociability, assertiveness, and energy in interpersonal interactions; agreeableness, which gauges compassion, cooperation, and trust in others; and neuroticism, which indicates emotional stability and susceptibility to negative emotions such as anxiety and anger. Each trait exists on a spectrum, offering a comprehensive view of individual personality differences. The model is not only valuable for understanding individual behaviors, but also for examining how personality influences leadership, decision-making, and interpersonal relationships, as exemplified by historical figures like Alexander the Great. Using the Big Five personality model, openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, we can construct a psychological profile of Alexander the Great. 1. Openness to experience. Alexander exhibited an exceptional level of openness reflected in his deep intellectual curiosity and fascination with diverse cultures and knowledge. His education under Aristotle fostered a profound appreciation for philosophy, science, and the arts, influencing his governance and strategies. This trait was evident in his innovative approach to military tactics, such as combining the phalanx with cavalry maneuvers, which revolutionized warfare. His willingness to embrace and integrate foreign customs, such as adopting Persian attire and encouraging marriages between Macedonians and Persians, underscored his belief in multiculturalism as a tool for unity. Additionally, his relentless drive to explore unknown territories highlighted his adventurous and visionary nature. 2. Conscientiousness. Alexander's conscientiousness was marked by his disciplined and goal-oriented nature in military campaigns, where meticulous planning and execution were paramount to his success. However, his impulsivity often undermined this trait, as seen in his rash decisions such as burning Persepolis in a moment of anger and executing trusted generals like Parmenion. While he demonstrated an extraordinary capacity for long-term strategic vision, his failure to establish a clear succession plan and his occasional recklessness in personal and political matters reveal a more moderate level of conscientiousness. His unwavering determination to achieve ambitious goals, even at great personal and political cost, exemplified his complex relationship with this trait. 3. Extraversion. Alexander's extraversion was central to his charisma and ability to inspire loyalty among his troops and followers. He thrived in social interactions, using rhetoric to rally his men and solidify his leadership. His courage on the battlefield, often leading charges and exposing himself to danger, enhanced his reputation as a fearless and energetic leader. Beyond warfare, his love for public recognition and ceremonial grandeur, such as founding cities named after himself and organizing extravagant celebrations, showcased his preference for being at the center of attention. His magnetic personality allowed him to connect with diverse groups, further strengthening his ability to unify his empire. 4. Agreeableness. Alexander's agreeableness was a dual-edged trait. On one hand, he could be generous and inclusive, fostering cultural integration by encouraging his soldiers to marry locals and blending Greek and Persian traditions. On the other hand, his ruthlessness and authoritarian nature emerged when his authority was challenged. He viewed dissent as treason, leading to actions such as the execution of close companions and advisors who were perceived as threats. His ability to inspire loyalty among his followers contrasted sharply with his capacity for paranoia and betrayal, as seen in his treatment of figures like Clitus the Black. While he was capable of fostering unity, his domineering attitude often alienated those closest to him. Neuroticism. Alexander's neuroticism was evident in his emotional intensity and struggles with impulse control. His deep need for achievement and recognition often drove him to relentless conquests, even at the expense of his health and personal relationships. This trait was further reflected in his bouts of frustration and anger, such as his violent outburst that led to the killing of Clitus the Black during a drunken altercation. His excessive drinking and inability to rest or consolidate his empire suggest underlying anxiety and a preoccupation with his legacy. These emotional challenges, coupled with his occasional recklessness, reveal a complex inner world that both fueled his ambition and exacerbated his vulnerabilities. Conclusion. Alexander, the great psychological profile under the Big Five personality model, reveals a complex and multifaceted individual. His high openness drove his intellectual curiosity, cultural integration, and innovative strategies, while his moderate conscientiousness reflected his disciplined but occasionally impulsive nature. His high extraversion enabled him to inspire and lead with charisma, but his low to moderate agreeableness highlighted his capacity for both unity and ruthlessness. Finally, his moderate to high neuroticism underscored the emotional volatility that both propelled his achievements and contributed to his personal struggles. This blend of traits shaped not only his extraordinary successes, but also the challenges and contradictions that defined his legacy.